suede jacket, always bringing the magic. I got the top pulled down and my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit. My confidence and turn the attitude up to 100%. Big shot, go off, yeah, I'm at it again.
Oh my gosh, it's all happening.
Happening.
It's all coming together. Ladies and gentlemen,
I forgot about that.
Welcome to Season 3 of the CPTC Livestream, week number 2 here in League World of Chicago Paddle. I am Matt McClure alongside Sean Albrecht and Cal Noble.
What's up, everybody?
For just another fantastic start to an already amazing platform tennis season.
Unquestionably.
Yeah, it's a good spot. It's October 5th. The temperature has just started to cool down. I refuse to live stream the first week of the season because it's still like 95,000 degrees.
That's not even paddle.
Yeah, it doesn't count anyway. So
it's just pickleball.
It's fine, yeah. But we are here at Glenview Club in beautiful historic Gulf, Illinois, in which Glenview Club Series 1 is taking on Glenbrook Racquet Club. They have 2 teams, so this is Glenbrook Racquet Club 1. And then they also have Glenbrook Racquet Club 2.
That's participation.
Yeah, I think they should skip it and go Glenbrook Racquet Club 3 and skip 2 just to screw people up, you know, just to really, really mess with them.
I love it.
Tonight, closest to the camera, we have Andrew Buckholz, the director here at Glenview Club. This is court number 2, by the way. Court number 1 is playing the later match.
AB.
So court number 2, and he is playing with a stellar young Pete Rose. And then over there on the far side of Glenbrook Racquet Club is Sasha Georgievich in the blue shirt and the white hat.
Good player.
And then up here, closest to the camera is Greg Wotring.
Also a fine
closest
player.
to the net there in the
This will be a
white
great
long sleeve.
I was going to play that track again. I just was really digging it. I'm sorry.
I think you should just keep it going for as long as possible.
Sorry, guys. I was I always loved Glenview Club, man. It's a beautiful place. It's got kind of like a, I was saying it earlier, it's got kind of like a, there's almost like a Hogwarts thing going with the roof.
Yeah, I do like the archecture here. I agree with you.
I mean, in a cool way. I'm not saying, because I'm
3 points into the season, I've already got the score wrong here. Is it 35?
Yes. I believe so.
It is.
Yes.
And like we never left.
That's right.
It's kind of a Hogwarts thing.
I'm just saying.
Wingardium Paddalosa.
And then there's the dance with the rom-com lights. They have the, they have that
out
Harry Potter,
corner.
the weird.
Yeah, you can see from the other camera angle that they do somehow have a rom-com.
The social, the Harry Potter social that seemed like something out of 2010, and yet.
Ooh.
That was nice.
That was tough.
Yeah, Rose has got some talent, man. Especially on that forehand side. He can do a lot of damage, a lot of damage. Already some conversation. I like that.
Well, you have to start, early in the season with strategery. Otherwise, you won't have it later when you need it. Great return from Andrew there. That's good.
It's home court advantage, Coach. I didn't want to bring it up already.
Looking at deuce. Well, Sean, if you didn't bring it up, the fans wouldn't watch. That's what I think you need to keep in mind.
If I have a trademark.
That was just
nice
enough spin
overhead.
on that overhead from Wotring to get it to kick off of Andrew's paddle.
Yeah. Just caught him going the wrong way. Is that a no-lay T-shirt? It is. From Sasha. It's a great
Also
return.
A solid return there. Yep.
Yeah.
Always tough at this point in the season when it is still warm out and
Yes.
everybody's still wearing shorts where you're just trying so hard to not launch that first volley
There's no
as it
question.
comes off your paddle.
Yeah. It's funny, Coach. I would always talk about this. Whether in this weather the ball feels heavier or what a shot. What a shot. Oh my
what
God.
a dig!
Sick. Come on. Okay, if there's a definition of home court advantage, there it was right there. That's home court. That's home court right there. I mean, that was, I almost wish, well, we'll be able to see it on the live stream, but that was crazy. So they broke, or they just broke on that last return. So
They did indeed.
got to give AB the MVP, if you don't mind my using acronyms the entire way through. That's just so annoying to get the break there. So Rose and Buchholz are up. Yeah, getting some technical wrinkles ironed out right now. Yep.
Anytime that somebody can hit the camera in the first couple of shots
That's
of a
right.
match, that's when you're really, really excited.
I know. These guys are definitely good enough. Funny thing is, this is early in the season, and a couple of these guys look like they're in mid-season form already. I mean, Andrew, it makes sense. Andrew's out here as the director. Probably he's already been teaching a fair amount, coaching a fair amount.
Gosh, I hope so. That is always a sort of an interesting and unique element in the world of being a teaching pro.
Oh, yes.
When you have done paddle camps for like
yes.
5 weeks before the season starts.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then everybody gets going and you're like, I'm exhausted.
Exactly.
I've been on court 112 hours.
And there are such things as probably maybe a little less so in paddle than tennis, but
It's
teaching
a good
strokes.
spot there from Sasha.
So you find yourself
Yeah.
doing things that you would do to, basically to further the instruction instead of being strategic, which is funny. These guys definitely have some warm weather touch going, though, because a couple of these lobs are, well, that one was a little shorter, but are superior. Oh, yeah. Those of you playing at home or watching at home, the one or two of you that might be glued, I was going to say to your sets, how old am I? You know what I mean? Like,
there's,
not,
you know what I
mean?
There's definitely some element where,
I guess.
still,
Thank
my
you.
kids are using YouTube TV.
Thank
it's
you
not
for
that
saying
bad.
that, Coach. I feel a little bit better about it. But what I was going to say is, if you've noticed, especially when Andrew, AB, in the gray was on the ad side, when he said he actually moved to his right off the court temporarily so his partner had plenty of room and then slid back in. Just wanted to point that out because there is time. If you get it down, there is time for you to move and then move back if you have to give yourself some room or give your partner some room to hit a shot. And that's something, we'd work on, way back when, Coach, in drills, but not as much, but it is something that you can kind of work on your own. You just get used to it. And Pete's kind of a bigger fella, so you probably want to give him some room, especially if he's going to take a full-out swing at a roller.
It benefits him greatly.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a good reach. He can
Yeah.
dominate the court.
Yeah.
He's got good
Definitely.
paddle speed coming off the overhead.
Absolutely. He's talented. Yeah, as a matter of fact, the whole Rose family can play. So
That's a sneaky dig there.
it wasn't it?
From
Crazy.
Wotring to, yeah, a really
Greg
good lob,
Wotring.
and then he just hung out in the middle and waited for the.
I want to say he's a solid CPTC live stream, stalwart there.
He's a regular.
Yeah,
I would
there's
say,
no
at
question
this
about
point.
it. I think he's got a Facebook page just for that, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Sit. Okay, see, there you go. That's the warm weather
Yeah.
thing. Because that probably would have come down if we had 15 degrees cooler out there. And it is getting cooler, to Cal's point. I think Cal mentioned something about it getting down to the 40s. I don't see that happening tonight, but, I'm not
Maybe there's going to be a tremendous meteorological event that will
Right.
just, it's not impossible.
I
I
was
do
gonna-
think that also is the benefit of putting a little more action on your serve, especially when it's warmer.
Yes.
Where, especially lobbing a return back
Yep.
is just tougher
great overhead.
to execute.
Yes, I agree, Coach. You get a lot more action on the ball. I was going to name my favorite meteorologist, who used to be Dave Schwartz, but my favorite name is Stan Boschanczyk.
Well, that's just a great name across the board. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter what.
Exactly. Good
what somebody
two-hander
does
from
there.
Rose. Wotring with just finding, zeroing in on that nick. Tell you what, Buchholz has got a really kind of I really like his forehand out there, because the way he winds up Oh, what a shot.
Oh, sneaky.
Yeah, finds
Really,
it.
really burying that ball in the corner.
Nickelodeon. So he, but what I was going to say is Andrew's got this really cool take back on his forehand side where he can rip it. Of course, what do? I make a miss on that one. There's the
You can't blame yourself, Sean.
commentators. You know what? For everything else, why not? Everybody else does. So, but he can either hit a lob with the same backswing or a drive off of the screen. It's particularly annoying. And I mean that in the kindest possible way. Just
a
long.
really good eye there from Greg.
I thought for sure that was going to bite.
Bounce that.
Yeah.
I would have hit that 100 times out of 100.
Yeah, this is why I'm sitting here and he's out there playing. No way.
Oh, good hands.
Come on.
That was also pretty close.
It was. A little top on that one. That was stylish. Good overhead from Watering.
Yeah, there we go. That's going to put those
Nice
guys
answer.
on the board
Yeah.
with the transition
Yeah.
there. It's kind of a smooth
Always feels
game.
good after a break. You got to kind of get, of course, as they say, it ain't a break until you hold, but it's nice to get back on the board, especially if you feel like, hey, man, this is slipping away.
A quick shout out to our sponsors, by the way,
Yes.
for the CPTC live stream. Of course, Viking,
Yes.
trusted all the way across the paddle industry and brands.
The universe.
Illinois Bone and Joint for all of your bad step needs. And Wintrust.
The good for the bad. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're awesome. And Wintrust. That one, you know what? I'm switching banks. I've had it. You know what? We're seriously, we talk about them all the time. The things they could do. You know, and I'm not sure they'll take me though. You know, it's one of those things where I got to audition because I don't think it's going to matter. So, look at that. No. Just kind of flick that. That's just, okay, so I'm just saying, you know, because being a coach for a couple of years, more than a couple actually.
Decades.
Yeah. I'm just to say, sometimes these guys, and they will be flippant with their form, but if you notice, they're going to prepare early for every ball, even if it looks like that last one with Watering, probably not his best effort on the lob, but they can get away with it because they can, oh, what a shot.
Oh, good dig.
They actually react to their own shot. If they hit a poor lob, they're going to react to it. If they hit a better lob, they react to it. Matter of fact, their partner reacts to a poorer and better lob as well. So it does make a difference. It's a good roller. Look at that thing. That died.
Yeah, a little wide.
Little
Trying
bit.
to take advantage of the short lob.
Yeah, it's hard going inside in like that. It's amazing he's able to do that with that kind of regularity.
Yeah, I think playing against Sasha, especially when it's a little warmer like this, is just one of the toughest things to do in paddle. He just has a great lob. He doesn't make a lot of bad decisions.
No, he doesn't.
He's got that off-speed drive where the whole thing he does is just try to get the
Great
ball
lob.
to like dip, where he'll just he'll sort of float it over, but just get it to your feet.
Yep. And he is super quick. Like, it doesn't seem like he moves that fast but when he needs to, he's lightning. So it's
you start to think that you should be isolating him, and then all of a sudden he just comes up with everything.
Yep. It's a
That's
great
a
drive.
great move.
Pete was on it though, man.
It's a good point there.
All right.
And Pete is one of those players that makes you feel like you have to hit a fantastic drive because he's always moving before you strike the ball.
Yeah,
like
he's
he
got
just
good
reads the
hands.
court so
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And so you're winding up on a drive and you see him move out of the corner of your eye to where you were going to hit it.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I better hit it perfectly or harder.
Yeah,
And then it's just an error.
Oh yeah, he's imposing. Yeah, just, matter of fact, it's funny. I think he's wearing white just to make sure everybody can see everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, I'm just make sure everybody
To
sees
be as
me.
visible as possible.
I mean, they say you can't wear white after Labor Day. I beg to differ.
He
Who
was
says
wearing one of those safety crossing guard belts, but they made him take it off. The orange construction vest is deemed illegal. Just in Chicago paddle. Strangely, it's fine in Philadelphia.
Well, they have a little less respect for the construction workers on the roads in Philadelphia.
Oh, that's a great
it's a super
shot there.
I thought it was going to get kind of more of a return on the investment on that backhand, but no. Yeah, that's always one of those things, I guess, about paddle that was the most demoralizing for people that took it up. I told a couple of students that. I said, look, you're going to hit some of the best shots you've ever hit in your life, paddle shots, and they'll come back. And you literally have to think that way. You got to think, look, winners are not, the norm.
Yeah, because it's a nightmare scenario
Right.
100% of the time.
Right. Yeah, especially playing somebody like you were mentioning. And all these guys have speed out there, so this is kind of cool. I'm just saying just some of the digs you'll see out here. Just kind of like, well, that would have been a winner at maybe a little lower series, but or at least a forced error that's in there. And not to be a broken record, but yes, they're swinging the ball.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
That is just,
okay.
It's just the precision of Greg to be able to look like he's standing straight up flat-footed and just place that,
Right.
a half inch over the top of the net.
And I think everybody in the entire facility thought he was going to lob that ball. So, but yeah, no, I was going to say that's one of the other things that we talked about.
Oh, that's
he said,
dirty.
"Look, see,
What
this
a
is
dig
what
by
I'm talking
Sasha."
about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'd have just been standing there proud of that,
Yeah.
and he gets it back
Yeah.
like, it's no big deal, you can do better.
And the let cord
How does that
dribbler
work?
turns it into 2-all
Wow.
in the first set.
Deuces, that's double bamboo shoots all around, I guess. I don't know. The wickets.
It's important to mention that technically these players' entire lives have been leading up to this moment.
Should we play the Olympic music?
We probably should. We probably should get some Chariots of Fire going. What a great lob from Andrew.
Was. And here we go, a little warm weather. He took one step back and he was already there off the screen.
Almost sounded like you were doing Anthony's song there, John.
Oh, would you be moving out?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy Joel.
William Joel.
Nothing like that. Guy's amazing.
Andrew, over the past couple of seasons, the precision on his drive has really improved. You can see it both in his drive and his roller. When he's at the net, he just has totally locked it in.
That's that forehand I was talking about. Like it just does. It looks like he's going to drive it. Well, like that. I guess he. You know what? Not only that, he looks like he kind of changed his mind. Because, I think that was coming off, and then he realized he had to go back.
Yeah,
and
it
step
spun
back.
a little bit farther than he was anticipating. It also doesn't make it the wrong shot. It just, it just didn't quite read the move off the screen. But
wow,
nice kick.
That's a great
That
serve.
might be the most.
It's a good drive.
Yeah, and good hands.
Oh, getting cute there, Peter.
I like the thought, though.
That'd have been nice. No, that was deft. I was like that. That'd have been cool, man. I'd be talking about that going home, whether I won or lost. And we all know I would have lost, but that's not the point. Good roller.
Nice depth to bring
Nice touch.
Andrew way out into the court, and a little seam off that ball as well.
Oh.
That's another good swing too. That is his shot. Just drifted a little long.
Little line. And again, maybe colder weather that stays in.
Oh,
what
nice.
a pick. Come on.
I think also Sasha's serve, Djordjevic's serve, is one of the things that it's kind of a nightmare. It doesn't look like he's swinging that fast, and then the ball jumps
that's
really
a corkscrew.
far. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That takes a hard, I was going to say right turn, but left turn to the server.
All right,
he holds.
Opportunities there.
Yes.
You can feel the speed start to ramp up a little bit from both sides.
Yeah.
With some more drives and some more attack overheads.
Should kind of like I'm just thinking of I shouldn't be talking about this because the sponsors are going to love this, Coach, but I almost think we should have a play-through thing where the screen comes out a little bit and then you have a little ad on the side.
we can do that. That's you just highlighting me not doing a good job with the graphics.
No, stop it. It's not that at all. It's that, I'd like another sponsor, maybe these Junior Mints or the Whoppers, because, there's nothing like this candy here. I don't know.
Well, I just, I assume we're going to need the
You're the
adrenaline
best.
and sugar high combination
There's
in order to make it happen. We haven't been live in a while. What'd you do with
rolling.
yourself in the off season?
wow. Great question.
Sean and I spent an uncomfortable amount of time together.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean, you guys have that shared love of music and producing and all that stuff, so it would make sense that there was a crossover there.
Yeah.
It was a crossover event.
2 serving 3.
And we only
With
argued,
Pete to serve.
maybe 40 or 50 times.
So that's pretty healthy when you think about it.
What
That's
a
a
shot.
good return.
No, sorry about that. I hit a great shot there. Sorry. Yeah, I like that because Greg is just
Well,
such a nice guy. But
I think
that was just a great
Greg
shot.
is a nice guy, but he's also recognizing that the goal of the return was not to hit it at Andrew's junk. Like it was nice.
Oh, again, home court advantage, HCA, baby. I'm just telling you because, that's about the third time AB's been able to hit that. Nick. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, you're kidding.
That's tough.
Wotering just taking control.
And Andrew thinking afterwards when the ball got that close to him, he was like, maybe I could have dug that off the screen. It's a little warmer. Maybe I should have turned around.
I've decided Greg Wotering is like a Marvel Avenger. I've decided because he's kind of like a mild-mannered, he looks like a mild-mannered guy, and then he just morphs into this thing. You're like, what the heck? Because that last time, he's like he moved in like a linebacker.
Yeah, that's incredibly important, though. You don't realize, especially at the higher levels, that just because you can crack the ball doesn't mean you should do it all the time.
No.
And he's one of those guys with a very intentional speed
Yes.
change.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Where he'll roll a return back into the court at 12 miles an hour.
Exactly.
But he can also hit it 90 miles an hour. And it's
It's so funny you say that, Coach. They talk about that type of concept in baseball where there are guys that throw, pitchers that throw that look like they're throwing in slow motion just because of their motion, and the ball just takes off out of their hands. And I just feel like Greg's got that kind of drive where it doesn't look like he's swinging hard, but that just thing takes off the paddle.
Then you have people like Justin Fields where it looks really slow and it is really slow. Shout out to the Bears playing right now.
You know what?
He's a fast guy, but
everybody's got to get off of that guy.
The poor guy.
No,
is
his throwing motion is, Bears are up 7-0. No spoilers after this. I just want to, let's go
right,
Bears.
well, you know what?
Let's go Bears.
Yeah.
If you have it taped,
there's a
if that's still a thing,
TiVo.
I'm not going to spoil the game for people. That's so. But I will say, Bears up 7-0. Who expected that?
well, set your VCRs to the. But the. Well, let's just see what. By the way, how much time is left, Cal?
10 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right.
We started at 7:15.
Nice.
Okay.
Good recovery ball there.
That wouldn't be a bad split screen. Have the Bears. I'm sure we can't do that, but that's not the point.
For several reasons, yeah.
Okay.
Technology being probably the least limiting factor there.
Yeah.
Copyright.
I wonder if we just did stills. There's a still of Justin Fields falling through. Sit.
Yep. So this has been a little righting of the ship here from Andrew and Pete and Glenview Club, where they've got some fast transitions here, but they haven't overplayed anything.
Which is easy to do.
A couple moves, kind of up and back, but that's tough. That is real tough.
Thought it was going to bite
Nothing
there
you
for a
can do
second.
there.
Yeah.
I mean, Sasha was there too. It just that ball clipped the net cord and jumped off the top of his paddle.
You bet. And this is one of 3 matches going on tonight, Coach, by the way. What a get.
Ooh, nice
Finds
try.
the nick.
Yeah, I think unfortunately,
GW.
Court 4 was not able to
Feeling
field all the players tonight. But
Got it.
early season still.
And the Bears are on,
And the Bears are on because people should definitely be skipping paddle matches to
Look at
watch the
this kid.
very successful Bears. Come on, Andrew. Nice try.
Takes a little victory lap all the way to the camera.
I
That's just a
appreciate it.
smooth transition, actually.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
that was great.
That's very
It was
cool.
a good play. It was very Eric Moran of him to come all the way back to the screen.
Well, we're going to have to mention to him that we mentioned him on the live stream, so he can
That's fine. He's not watching, but
wade his way through the telecast.
A fun guy in Chicago paddle who's worth the shout out.
It's been 3 years, and Sean still calls it the telecast.
Yeah, I call it telecast.
The telecast.
Well, you know what it is? It's kind of a guitar reference, Cal. You'd think you'd
Telecaster.
Yeah, you probably think you'd
Right,
be a
but-
little bit more.
No, here's the question, though.
receptive to
How
that
are
type
we
of thing.
describing television? Is it by
All right,
by
fine.
transmission of radio waves? Because that's not what's happening. But
I
if you're
suppose
watching it on a television, then it could still be
Yeah, I suppose.
telecast.
Oh, jeez.
It's
volley there from
transported.
Pete.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a good
What a
exchange
get.
there.
Oh,
Great volleys. Yikes. That's not what I thought was going to happen either.
Neither did I.
That's good dig.
Good roller. Wow.
Good pick out of the screen there from Andrew.
Sit down. Uh-oh.
Nice.
Good cover.
Yep.
Shot. Gotta stay patient.
Why don't we ask Sasha what his favorite letter of the alphabet is?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought I could line it up.
Oh, wow.
You know something?
That's tough.
Okay. So that's the second point in a row where Sasha's won the point with a drop shot. Because that last drop volley that Andrew didn't get to. Think about that.
Yeah.
So this guy, he's just bringing it
Yep.
every single time.
that was
He's got
tough.
great touch, by the way. That was a sick shot. The last one that he hit was amazing enough.
Well, that's why the positioning is so important because he
Yep.
plays so close to the net that
Yep.
if he mishits it, it turns into a great drop shot. And if
Yep.
it's a normal volley, he's still okay.
He one time.
Action on that.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing I wanted to mention also, just from a paddle perspective, is just the recognition that these guys have, because pretty much at every given moment, they're kind of have an idea of where the ball's going to be, what they need to do with it, pretty much from moment to moment. And rarely do they make a mistake, unless they just decide to change their mind and do something crazy. But they're, if you're talented enough, you can get away with it a little bit. I love the slice drive.
Sneaky.
Yeah. Skywalking.
That's a good move there from
Great
Andrew
point, too. Yeah, it
to
was.
step over and cut that off. 5 up.
Yep. And those lights are still romantic. I'm just going to say it. Because they do not look like a fluorescent or a. They
No, I
look
agree with you.
incandescent to me,
It
man.
is a style decision.
It was.
That's a really good recovery ball from Pete there.
I love the blitz on that one.
Nuked
after
it.
that. Yep. And if you notice, when Sasha was blitzing on that one, he realized it might not have been a good idea. He exited toward the sideline. Another smart move.
Yeah. Get me out of here.
Yep. Something you kind of have to work on, too, if you're not used to doing that, because sometimes you just feel like, well, I'm at point-blank range, what do I do? If you move out to the side screen, you're less likely to even be in the way, let alone, that might, that was a little wide. That was wide.
Tough.
That was wide. I was going to say they're going to play it.
Bit.
Yep. Okay, is it me, or does Andrew Buckholz have a little Sergio Garcia going?
Yeah. No, that's.
Am I missing
absolutely, for sure.
Because I just saw, he saw the Ryder Cup. Not that Sergio was playing, but he was there.
No, yeah. Andrew's a little more talented.
I think there's
is
no
kind of the
question
difference,
about it.
but
Yeah.
I love it that there's a little Hall & Oates bleeding
I
through.
was going to say,
on
do
the-
my ears deceive me, or is
no.
that Hall & Oates?
We're going to get this little shot of the week thing going on social media, and I think our first one is going to have to be a Hall & Oates background. Because apparently on TikTok you can't get a copyright strike ever, like no matter. Apparently
Well, no,
that's the
they'd
whole
have
model.
to
is
enforce
that
it, wouldn't they? Yeah.
They're just like,
They're
we
not
don't
going to
care.
enforce anything.
Oh, that's another good drive
Yep.
speed from Greg there to just kind of force that little
Flip
stretch. Yeah.
Yep. And I'll just say it, Andrew didn't miss that by much. He taped it, so it's not like there's a little miscommunication, but instead of rom-com, a little miscom. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh, nice. The redrive, the rescreen drive. Nice lob. I love it.
Good hands.
Way to get back for Pete.
Nice
there.
recovery ball.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. See, right now it's kind of like the difference maker is really just like Sasha's just sort of doing enough damage with his lob to pull Andrew and Pete out of position, and then Greg so far has really found spots on the drive opportunity to cause an issue, and it's just that so many teams like that where it's about the tandem.
Oh yeah, chemistry.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, for warm weather paddle, these guys are doing a lot of one time, and anyway, it's funny.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I think you kind of
get
have
away with it.
I don't know. I always sort of felt like warm weather paddle, especially a little earlier in the season.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of situations where you might as well just try to do more with an overhead, to try to go right into the corner.
Yes,
I think that was the set.
So
I think
6-2
so too.
on the first one. Quick break here to hear from our sponsors, and we'll be back shortly.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here to help.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in ortho access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit ibji.com to find an...
Back at the Glenview Club. Almost sounds like a golf telecast, doesn't it? Right there. Telecast.
It is time for the second set to begin.
Ready, set,
Nice.
Start.
paddle.
Ready, set, paddle. Good.
Gentlemen, ready, set.
Good. Great improv, Captain.
Now, if we ever have a paddle podcast, besides for Paddle Hack, since that's already been taken, ready, set, start, paddle. That's available, I'm sure.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Sean, you're the domain guy. Let's
Ready,
lock
set,
that
start,
up right now.
paddle.com. Is it what you're
It
looking for?
does not do great with SEO, but
For those of you who don't know what SEO is, it is Senior Evidence Officer.
Right, exactly. Just in case you didn't know what it was. But,
all right, well, after that little spiel, it's a good time to remind people that in Season 3 here of the CPTC Livestream, we'll be mixing up the announcers a little bit in the future. Yeah, so
thank the Lord, huh?
you're going to have to tune in for some special guests. Thank God.
Get that Sean guy off the air.
No, I think it's just good for us
On the
to
telecast.
up the bullpen off the telecast. Yeah,
Get him
up
off the telecast.
Sorry.
We'll do everything we can to get the kind of the directors of the facilities to jump on mic a little bit as well, but we're also working on kind of a crew of 4 or 5 other seasoned paddle veterans that the community would want to hear from.
Yes.
And just before we start the second
They're all
set,
pretty well
one
spoken
more
too.
quick shout out to our sponsors, Viking Paddles. IBJI, Illinois Bone and Joint, and the
Win
people that put
trust.
the trust in banking. Win trust. And if that's not their slogan,
It can be.
I
for
take
right
cash or credit.
Nice. So do they.
Yeah, true.
All right, so a start to a second set here. That is a laser beam from
Huge. That's what I'm talking about. Like every so often, he can just absolutely crank one, and it's just tough.
Pete has that.
He rose to the occasion.
He did.
I see what you.
Nice. See what he did there? Yeah. I was trying to do the really slow fade. It's not working.
Big shout out to. You'll get there eventually. Just a little long with that serve. Big shout out to Glenview Club for taking top spot in the huts this year.
Yeah.
Now that they stock Fresca.
Amen.
You know, and just
How'd
a
you like to mow my lawn?
totally underutilized beverage
Oh,
across the
unquestionably.
board. I don't understand.
Without a doubt.
Especially if you allegedly like cancer, because
Will
aspartame.
you stop? You know,
Yeah, it's the main ingredient.
Yeah, but I think the
You know,
research would show that
your
unless you're
generation
drinking,
has to
It's
lighten
allegedly.
up.
unless you're
I'm not
drinking
accusing anybody of
40
anything.
gallons of it a day
Yeah,
is
right,
really
right, exactly.
what the data indicates.
Your generation's
Well,
got to
Are
lighten
eggs
up,
good or
Cal.
bad today, Cal?
When you're on life support because of it, and I unplug you to charge my vape, that's all.
You just went
That's
full.
all.
You just went
That's
full
all.
zoomer in a whole.
Speaking
The
of life
future is
support,
now, old
this
man.
point
That is
is
a really good waterfall right there.
It was unbelievable. I mean, it's amazing. Andrew can get back the first two. That was amazing. All right, 30s. It's not easy to do hitting a kick serve,
No.
hitting the toss on the way up like that. I got to tell you, that's not easy to do for those of you thinking
It's
about it at
also
home.
it's also that return is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
from Pete.
Apparently, Pete's not all that impressed with it.
And Andrew's gonna. I don't. Not saying it was out, but that was pretty close. But he played it.
Tough to check, lines in the middle like that.
We'll check the replay.
I don't know. It looked like it caught a piece of the line. And these guys know each other, real well. Nobody's going to make a wacky call out there. Not deliberately. No way.
There's
these
somebody
days.
stretching on the court out there. We'll see
Yep.
if we can get him on camera. You can just vaguely see it. And it's funny he's doing that stretch. I have been wanting to do that stretch the last 2 hours, but there's no space in here.
No one's stopping you, Cal. It's not our fault that you're 6'9".
You got to go to the parking lot.
It's
Also,
not enough space
it's,
for you in the
Good
parking
lob.
lot.
I'm not really supposed to stretch outside of Halloween.
Ooh, good volley.
You know what? I think.
Oh
Wow.
yeah,
I
that's a
think
little knife
Pete's
fight
just
there.
decided to get a little more
Yeah,
aggressive.
no, I mean, I think
it's
that's
a
the
smart
right
move.
call.
Yeah.
I think especially with that first set, it's not. I mean, they played a little bit more conservative in percentage, and I
Yep.
think he's decided to accelerate, which
Yep.
is oftentimes the right call to get
Exactly.
yourself, a little bit more engagement in the
Okay,
match.
not only that, the guy that was stretching is wearing my Lululemon red sweatshirt.
Well, why don't you go get it back?
Wow.
Are you going to fight Brian Panic? Is that what you're saying?
No,
Is that
I'm
what's
going to
about
shake his
happen?
hand.
Okay,
and,
he can take you. Just a heads up.
All right. He also drinks Fesca.
I think anybody
doesn't?
at this club could take me. I'm like Jack Skellington without the power.
Oh,
What a
nice
pickup.
half volley. It's a
Yes.
good move by Andrew as well.
He's got the hands.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Great shot.
So paddles obviously can be a game of momentum. How important is it after losing that first set? And it wasn't tight at the beginning, but they definitely had their last two games were
Sure.
pretty strong.
Yeah.
How important is it to come out and get on the board?
Well, you know what? Well, first of all, I don't want to be obvious about it, but you definitely don't want to lose the first game.
Sure.
But the fact that they broke right off the bat, huge. That's huge because, I mean, that means that you've kind of broken the momentum. And hopefully, I mean, and I'm not rooting for anybody in particular necessarily, but, because I just want to see a good match. But, if you're a Buck Holtz Rose fan, you're just hoping if they can hold here, then they can put some pressure on.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that first set just kind of started with
Yep.
a couple of quick games, and then it just kind of seemed like Wotring and Djordjevic settled in, and
Yes.
and again, it's just such a slim margin. Couple
Yeah,
leg
you're
cords
right,
here and
Coach.
there. Some.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about paddle. 6'2" seems like a lambasting. It wasn't.
Is. I mean, I've had matches where the best I've seen anyone play,
Yes.
was all 4 players on the court were firing, and it was 6'2".
Yeah, right.
It's not.
Yeah. Serve. Yeah, he's putting a lot more spin on the overheads now.
That's a real tough spot there.
And they get the ball
Greg.
back. Impressive. Oh, he kept it.
Yep. Great
Just
dig
can
by
find
Sasha.
the nick whenever he wants. It's got to be like 4.
He's like Liam Neeson if the guy's name was Nick.
All right.
Oh, that was a sneaky little
I have
roller
a
there from
special
Greg.
set of skills.
That sounded more like Sean Connery.
All right, fine. It's the best I could do right there.
I'm not saying
He
that
played
the
it.
hunt for the Red October.
What a, you know what? I got to give Greg credit because it did look like it caught the edge of the line.
Yeah, it was
and he
in.
played it. Yeah,
It
I
was
thought
in.
so too.
But you
I
could
can
tell that
understand.
it messed his swing up
It
because
sure
while
did.
he was in the middle of his motion, he was
It's
like, "Should I
is
be
that
calling
out?
this out?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's so tough on a
That's
court
what I'm
this
talking
small.
about. These guys, look, they're not. It's just
What a great
you know
serve.
what? And of course, he deserves that, right? The fates are going to give him something back right there. Not that that happens all the time. I'm just saying, he did the right thing and he was rewarded, if you will. Because everybody knows that's what happens when you do the right thing.
Yep.
Okay, maybe not all the time.
No, all the time.
All right, okay.
Okay, I have a question for Matt here. We'll make this interesting. Hunt for the Red October. Would you say that's a quotable or not quotable movie? And I'm intentionally not asking Sean because I know where he stands.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very quotable movie, but the
Really?
reason that it's quotable is because Connery plays a Russian with no Russian accent.
No.
And so, I think there's a lot of moments. I think there's great moments in that film, and I really enjoy, Connery being like, "Be careful, some of the things in this room don't take too kindly to bullet." As they have a fight in a submarine reactor room.
See, I unequivocally think the
Seamer.
best line in the
Great
movie
serve.
that wasn't actually in the movie but should have been was when Captain
Nice
Verodin
lob.
gets, and he goes, "I never got to see Montana."
Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Sam Neill doing a great Russian accent in that
Yeah.
movie. Oh,
little
Andrew's
bit of
irritated
look
because
of
he read
disbelief.
that so well. He
Exactly.
shifted right where that ball was going.
And if you're
then it
noticing
just
some of
didn't.
these drives that maybe are missed or made, usually missed if they're missed by somebody, it's something that where they have to either possibly flip it or they're not sure if they're going to.
But it definitely wasn't a bad read
Oh,
because
not at all.
he read that like the director of Hunt for the Red October read the movie, or the book of the same name
I like it when
by
you have
Thomas
to-
Clancy.
You really went around the
Great
block to go
transition
next
there.
door.
You just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I called Sean and told him that I was watching that movie, and he just goes, "He's got so many lines like, 'You're scared of our fleet, Anatoly. You should be. Give us one chance in 3.
Personally, I'll give us one chance.
More tea,
anyone. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. These guys are scared out of their minds.
Yeah, sometimes I can't figure out if a film is quotable because of its content or because you're a fan of who is in it. And you
Yes.
just kind of, because that's, that's a possible as well.
Sean Connery's like an enigma to me. I get it. You guys, like Sean, you guys watched him when he was in his prime. But I've watched his, watching his stuff now, it's pretty cheese.
Yes.
But obviously he's incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Or he was.
Well, he had,
RIP.
the charisma is oozing. Yeah, the guy is amazing.
And so I think we're at 2-1 with, Andrew to serve here.
Now, you can tell it's the second week in the season because not only are these guys warming up for 40 minutes on the other courts, but there's somebody on court 3 jumping rope. And I bet that we are not going to see that on January 25th.
Not outside, anyway. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's a great idea and it's what everyone
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
doing. But
Which we'll find out more in our exclusive series that we filmed with Illinois Bone and Joint.
That's right. We got some of that coming up as well.
Well, I've got a documentary on Double Dutch that I'm going to be doing. So. That's not true. Nobody.
Though that is the name of your band.
Nobody wants.
Great move.
Actually, all the weight I gained is triple Dutch. It's more like a quadruple. And
If you ever lost your weight, Sean, do you think you would just become like 30% less funny because you can no longer make jokes about you being unathletic?
Unathletic has nothing to do with your weight gain there, Cal.
Oh, what a volley.
What a shot.
geez.
Oh, my
Wow.
God. Come on.
This is
Come on.
both of them back to back
exactly,
with that
exactly,
exchange, both
exactly.
Pete and Sasha.
It's the Pete and Sasha show. Jeez. That was impressive.
Already renewed for season 2.
Yeah. Good reset. That's just a textbook reset.
Is there a
Nice
paddle
job.
textbook out there?
There probably is, and my guess is, what, Johan Durant might possibly
Jeez.
probably
I
wrote
did
it.
not see that move coming from
No,
Greg. He
no.
went to the side screen and then just held his ground.
You're
Yep.
shifty.
Read it well on the
Yeah.
waterfall attempt.
Well, if you get somebody like Andrew's played a lot of paddle, having to move back and try to hit a tweener,
Yeah,
moving
you're-
backwards, I guess
Yeah,
you did a
you're-
pretty
you're in
good job
Pretty good
of
shape there. I think.
disguising your shot and or your intention. So nice.
I really like that setup play. That kind
Oh,
of hard.
wow.
That's
Nice.
tough. Sasha's still recovering a little bit after the last one,
Yep.
where he came all the way over. He was kind of still drifting back into his home base.
Yeah, it's
position.
almost a perfect. Not that there's never a good time for a nick, but that's probably what a volley. Never a good time for a nick, but that's a perfect time where you just recovered from the last tough overhead. Sit.
Yep, you got
stayed
it. You got
in.
it.
Now, that reminds me of a band name of like 3 or 4 previous CEOs of failed businesses. Tough overhead.
We just got to get you
It's fine. They
A
still got their
Zanies.
full bonus package.
Yeah, we got a
It's
Zany-
fine.
you gotta-
Everything,
gotta get a-
everything turned out okay for them.
It's a Zany's birth at Zany's, like some
think
type
just
of
died.
weekend. It did. You got to have some touch to be able to hit a waterfall out here. What?
Great touch.
what a
Smart
jack.
Oh,
speed.
look at
yeah.
the coverage. That's called. It's called chemistry.
I'm
We
not
saw it coming.
saying that wasn't a good off speed, but would it not, if his only intention was to win the point, be the move to absolutely just
hit him?
slap it at his?
As long
Yeah.
as you hit him. If you don't, you're taking a chance of hitting it out, though, Cal.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
that's your only real issue there is that if you if you really do tag him with it, fine.
Yeah.
If he gets out of the way, you almost have to give up the net because it's coming back.
Yeah, if Sasha doesn't move over and cover, that's number 1. 2, maybe he might actually, if he wasn't going to hit him, he might have hit it a little too hard. Because in this weather, it's going to come off the screen and give you time to get it back over. So you want to almost make it die as it gets past that player in the corner. So
I mean, this is warm enough as well right here where, I would expect at some point to see a couple of really hard hit overheads just
Yep.
to kind of shake things up and see what happens, even if you have to transition.
yeah, that's a great point, Coach. Waiting for a real short lob and then
Yeah.
Depending on
and
what the
it just
posi-
hitting that really
just
heavy
pan
roller.
pound it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it seems like the right strategic play.
Sure.
Unless you're just 100% confident that the percentage paddle is gonna.
what do you get? Especially in view of the, if they're playing deep enough back there.
And just so we can clear this up, in golf, bucolic, landmark ridden,
Yes.
Golf, Illinois, it is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, with the low tonight reaching down to 46.
40. I saw 52, Cal. I don't know what you saw.
52 with the real feel of 46.
Okay, see now you're
real
see,
feel.
now, okay, this
what
real
is
feel.
what is
nice ball
temperature
from
if it's
Greg.
not what you're
Oh,
feeling?
Okay, Tom.
Pete!
What a get!
So many good.
at
That
this,
is
look
a
at this,
great
yes.
shot too, and Sasha able to pull that off, and another good roller from Andrew. This is just phenomenal digging right now
It
because
was.
that's like 7 incredible shots in a row from Pete and Andrew. And
I think we're into the 3rd minute here.
Call these
Yeah.
guys the coal miners, am I right?
Jesus.
because of all the digging.
They're because of the ticket.
Now I understand.
I'm trying to think. What's the?
Cal, real feel, no.
It's another ball right into the corner.
How
2
does
in a
he do
row.
that?
I mean, gosh.
Want to see that again? Let me show
This
you.
is one of those like investment points where whoever takes this one starts to feel like
Yeah, there's nothing we
this
can't
is
do.
worth more than a single point now,
Yes.
because everybody's kind of now everyone's done all
No!
the things. Yeah, that's
Unbelievable point. Unbelievable point. I don't think you get the point of the year in the first week of the season, but I would stack that up. That was incredible. 40-15, that's a heck of a way to earn a hold point here. See if there's any after effects, because sometimes you go through a point like that, and between the concentration and just the physical exertion, just get a little fatigue. Just try something a little crazy.
well. I will say that is a difference maker. That's a separator in terms of like the level, in
Yes.
the series. Oftentimes, is that like you get people from series 1 through 6 that can maybe hit a lot of
Yep.
the same shots. The
Yep.
difference at series 1 is that the next point is going to be just as solid, whereas maybe a little bit less
now it's-
experience would be a couple of really quick points because
Yep.
of that's a really solid hold there.
So not saying that we are halfway through the second set, but we potentially could be. What would you say is the biggest change that Pete and Andrew have made that have allowed them to?
Well, I mentioned something. I'm sure Coach would have something also to say. But I mentioned something that Pete has started to be a lot more aggressive. Exhibit A. I mean, even if he missed that, he's hitting the ball. And in that guy can hit the ball. But he's been a lot more aggressive just with his shot selection, and not just the pace, but shot selection. I think that's had a little bit of an effect, especially to get him to a point where they're a break up now. Coach, what do you think?
That's such a smart return to mix that up too.
Yep, nice touch too.
Especially with what Greg was doing.
Hey.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Hey,
I love what he was going for there.
Where's
was just
that
trying
home
to
court
keep the ball
advantage I
so
keep
low.
talking about?
But
Yeah.
no, I would agree. I think that so far, Pete and Andrew have accelerated just enough to
Yep.
start to cause just a few more errors here and there, and
just a little wide.
yep. But yeah, and I think that they also have started to do a little bit more at the net.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell that Greg and Sasha are grinding a little bit more in the backcourt than they were in the first set.
Yes. There's also, and this happens in pretty much every sport, but I mean, I don't mean to be, what a shot. Obviously,
Also good.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it wasn't that great a shot. I thought it was good.
The dodge and snap.
Exactly.
From Djordjevic.
But it's one thing to be able to hold your serve when it's 0-0 love all, 1 all. But when you're down a break, or you're down a break or two, and then all of a sudden you have to feel like you got to play differently because you're playing without the lead. And then, of course, if you have the lead, how do you play? Are you able to play with the lead? Some people are better off, playing from behind. Most people are better playing with the lead, but it happens. What did you do you have a Bears score, Cal?
Yeah, I just don't want to share it with the stream just in case.
You're allowed.
It's 17-0
can.
Bears right now.
Well, you know what? This
Well,
happened
they
last
also
week.
did that last week.
Hey.
With,
Yeah, but last week they were playing the Broncos. They're playing the Commanders, who held their own against the Eagles last
That's true.
week. So
What do they say any given
I
Sunday?
think it's worse that it happened against the Broncos, but
it's way worse.
we'll see.
You're afraid of our Bears,
No,
Anatoly?
I was in Denver during
You should
that
be.
game. It was pretty entertaining.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll bet.
Well, right, but I think
Because
it's
they have
easier.
even less confidence right now than
what I heard.
the Bears do, which is unfortunate, but
Yeah.
turning that around was
I think turning that around is more embarrassing that it happened
Shot.
with the Broncos, but getting out in front early is more impressive that
Right.
it's against Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back
I
to
think
the-
I think that overhead from Pete in particular has sort of really helped in this.
You know what? I was
set.
just going to say that, Coach. I think you're right.
He didn't do that a lot in the first, and now you're starting
No.
to see that had that heavier ball right at the corner.
Yep.
I think Andrew has also started to shift over a little bit.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Those are tough, too. Sometimes you get something that's kind of parallel to the screen. You're going to have to scrape your paddle to get it back, you think, or you got to figure out when you're going to grab it, because if you don't get it, by the time it hits the screen, it's going to be even tougher to get back. What a shot.
Nice
You got to be
dig.
kidding.
That's a good
you
stretch
have
on
to
that.
be joking.
Yep.
He basically just Sasha
threw his paddle out
He
there.
hit a Sasha and basically Sasha'd Sasha that time.
And God forbid it does happen, but if you do scratch your paddle so badly that you can't use it anymore, make sure you pick up a Viking paddle the next time you get one.
That's right. Yeah.
Nice.
Good, well read, Cal.
Yep.
Well, at least he didn't say you could fix it at Illinois Bone and Joint.
Although,
you know what?
I'd
They could
hazard
do
a guess
anything.
they could do it. Yeah.
That was just bad luck there.
It was,
It was
yeah.
smoked and definitely going long, but
Yeah.
in order to not take it in his face.
Yes, which was a good move.
Good decision
Yeah,
there,
I think so.
Andrew.
Yeah, I think it was a great decision.
Don't volley with your face. Pro
No.
tip of the day.
Yeah, lose the point and live to play another.
Point.
Oh,
I
yes.
don't know.
Oh,
that
yes.
that seemed like that was
Yeah.
going to drop, but that's a great lob.
Yep.
Yes. Good read from Sasha to step up on that ball early.
Get a reset. Good eye.
Yep, a little wide.
I don't know about good eye when the opponent is shouting no.
Yeah, but you know what? My
that
point is, he
keys you
saw
in.
it. He saw it early, though.
Yeah, he
Cal.
did, yeah.
And that's the thing.
That's tough. I mean, you have to help your partner out like that because
Yep.
when you're leaning backwards trying to hit a tough overhead,
Yeah.
you don't have the best court sense.
Yeah, and generally, if the ball, if you can judge something going over your opponent's, your partner's, I should say, head, much easier than you can judge something coming over your head. So
I'm just jealous because I have bad eyes.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Just have to ruin it for everyone else.
Good.
all right, so you're actually being serious there. I thought you were going someplace with that.
You also notice here
I have such bad
how
myopia.
yeah, I was just gonna say you also notice here how how much more aggressive Greg and Sasha get when they start putting more arc on their
Yes.
lobs.
Yeah, it's a
That's
good point.
great dig.
Well, the funny thing is, Coach, at this level, a skywalking deep lob doesn't always mean that it's going to be a guaranteed drive opportunity.
Right, right. I actually think that that really high lob even has more value when it's warm because a ball that's moving a little quicker as it comes down is a little tougher to control.
Yes.
And so you
Exactly.
might get more chances out of a sky lob.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So is Skywalker Darth Vader's maiden name?
What a
Great
get!
dig.
What a
Nice
shot!
hands.
He's got some
Oh,
serious
yeah.
movement. Good shot, Greg. That's not easy. Look at you one times that one too. Look, he's there
Nice
this time.
read.
Yeah, after a while, it's amazing. You get a feel for the nick, where you're just like, well, you can't guarantee where it's going to carom, but
No, but these guys are so good at covering as a team,
Yep.
right? Where
Yep.
the ball goes close to the corner and everybody is jumping out down the side screen
Yep.
because your partner can cover the middle if it shoots the other way.
yeah. And not to be obvious about it, but that's another reason why a lot of the time you can one-time it because if it does.
Oh, nice dig.
Great touch, too.
I was just about to say that sometimes those points get a little risky because Sasha and Greg, their true strength is in counterpunching.
Yep.
Like they like it when the point accelerates and they start to get to
Without question.
redirect power and hit
Yep.
drives. That was a phenomenal
Shot.
dig from Andrew.
Yeah.
Off the snowboards. Oh, I like the thought. Just a little late in the
Yep.
decision.
Kind of got up in the strike zone there.
Yeah, they screened him in the transition.
That's where some of the players that are, I'm just going to say there are some players now that of a little younger generation. Not that these guys are old by any stretch of imagination. I'm the oldest guy. I'm probably like twice as old as anybody out there. Maybe like Greg Ollie. But
Twice as old as anybody out there.
but I'm just telling you, there's a younger generation.
Sean is 114.
Of guys. I feel that way sometimes. A generation of guys that will have more of a kind of a semi-western grip on the forehand side, Coach. And if it gets up in the strike zone, they actually like it up there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so,
I agree.
Yeah, because AB's got a little bit more of a classic kind of Sergio Garcia Federer thing going. And so it's tough sometimes to get up there in the strike zone, and it'll fly on you if you try to take it
Jeez.
on the rise. How did that get over? Impressive.
We also got definitely some veterans with the Western grip, like Brad Smith comes to mind.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm not saying that everybody just
Right.
younger generation. I'm just saying you just see it more. That was a little wide.
Yeah, a little bit.
You see it more with the little younger generations of like some of the guys coming out of college, that they're ticking up paddle and like I don't know. We were watching. We were calling a match last year. I want to say Tom Fawcett's one of them. Guys that just they just hit their tennis forehand that way.
That's a really good transition
It
ball.
was.
A good shift. Smart.
It stayed in.
Wow.
Nice. There's a little warm weather get right there. Good eye.
Yeah, and that's tough. Everything about that was right, and that transition ball, clipping the baseline. That's tough to convert.
Oh, yeah. Good hands up there.
This is where I assume that Sasha and Greg start to feel just a little bit more in control of the match, just because they're drawing a few more errors.
Yep. And not just because of being able to get back to 3-all, by the way.
Right, but also just because, again, their style,
That's
they
the
like
reason,
that
yes.
scramble.
No, I'm with you.
You
Yeah.
know, of that style is
Yep.
just kind of their thing, and
Yeah.
they're hitting a lot of lines right now.
Yep.
It's the third transition in which a ball has landed
Nice
on the
flip.
baseline.
Good
That's
waterfall.
Yep,
What a pick. Come on. You can't do
that's
that.
a good dig.
That's amazing. A little long, maybe.
That was gonna
No, he
be,
played it.
gonna
Was
be
that
good.
staying in
Oh,
there?
what a great drive. Oh, yeah, nice play.
There we go.
Andrew really owning that point, and just waiting for the opportunity to pick some spots.
Andy B.
Honing in on that, Nick. Kind of.
Smart.
Yeah, there's another player. I don't know if he's playing a lot this year, but it's Jason Love does the same thing.
Yes.
Former director here goes back with the forehand that I was mentioning before that Andrew does.
Yep.
And can flip it
And then
one way or
can
the
kind
other.
of
Oh yeah,
flip it,
anything
yeah.
any way he wants
Yep.
to hit it. That's a great one. It's
Yeah.
just not advisable, but I would imagine. I mean, because you got to be on the full stretch like that. That's impressive.
Yep. Dig. Oh, yeah. I
It's a
understand.
good point. When I say good point, I mean good concept there. He's right. Just you're going to swing at it, you may as well give it a ride. Tell you what, Watering has, again, a sneaky kick serve. I mean, he's able to go out wide with that thing really on a regular basis. He's hitting the sideline, I mean, on a regular basis. I don't think he's missed one that's gone in that side.
I like the battle here from Andrew and Pete. You know, after that last game that kind of
Yes.
snuck away from them, they're still taking their swings, and
Yep.
I mean, it's just
Oh,
the only thing you can do. You just
Right.
have to assume that eventually somebody's volley is going to cool off, and they're not going to hit every single baseline all the time.
That's right. Keep all your flags flying, man. I never understood that phrase either, but Yeah, what the
Oh,
heck
what
does
a
that
great
mean?
spot.
He's there. Craig. Jesus, pulls a Kurt Thomas. You know,
Dude, you just make these names up.
no, he was a famous gymnast, Cal. For the Kurt Thomas off
I'm just
the,
always impressed at the depth you have
Yeah,
when it comes
it's-
to
That comes to your mind
throwing out
immediately.
the
Well, he just, you know, I just thought of, you know, he looked like he was doing a floor routine there. It's
Like a gymnast you
He
saw
was, yeah.
back live in 1914. and
That's
you just
fair. I mean, that's
remember it.
fair. I would, yeah.
There was no Olympics in 1914, by the way. It wasn't an
Yeah,
Olympic
there was
year
a world
there.
war.
There wasn't an Olympic year there. Just now 24. That was a
It's a great year for the Olympics.
We would make a great bar trivia team. Just saying.
beauty. Yeah, Sasha's just a lob machine. I've decided.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Now he's just
Smart.
showing off.
Yeah, that was smart.
It was.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Perfect.
Oh, just some bad luck
That's
there.
a really good hold right
You
there.
make your own luck there. We got a Will Komar signing, by the way.
Well
Sighting, I
done.
should say.
Yep. If it's convenient, we will bring court 1 over to,
Oh, yeah.
to play, depending on how this match, turns out. But if they're like, I don't know, just starting a
But,
second set or
yeah.
something like that, and it's going to be a tremendous break, we'll call it an evening. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, again, not pulling for anybody in particular, but it'd be nice if this did go 3 sets. I think it's been an evenly matched bout here, and I just would like to see, because I think they worked hard enough. Definitely Pete and Andrew worked hard enough to get this second set. Let's just see if they can pull it out. Yeah. Power.
See, I think that's really been a difference maker in the second set there, especially Pete ramping up the speed on some of the overheads.
Yeah.
And it's not like, it's a little let cord clipper. It's not like it's really causing a problem for Greg and Sasha, but it's just forcing them to make one more adjustment.
Yes, and and to your point before, where you ever so often just go ahead and haul off and crack an overhead just to get somebody off the back screen. I think
Well,
just
especially-
variations of that pace
Yes.
can be disruptive.
Yeah, I agree. And I also think Pete has done a good job. He's been adding some pace to, hard into the side screen.
Oh, yeah.
So that it's been drawing, Sasha a little more out of his comfort zone.
For sure.
To cover.
Calls him off.
Sounds like a Russian.
Dimitri.
The
he
ultimate,
was
Dimitri
runner-up.
calls him
ultimate
off.
plant,
Yeah,
the ultimate paddle
He was calls him off. Dimitri, yes.
calls him off.
He was runner-up to Kurt Thomas in 24.
It's a little dagger volley.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's funny, I mentioned Kurt Thomas,
Wow, sort of slapped,
Yeah, I
sort of
know.
slapped that one
and it
from
worked.
the kind of shoulder level.
Yeah. This guy's not,
He's not horsing around.
no.
No
What
tomfoolery going on
Yeah.
the court right now.
Chicanery and shenanigans.
Chicanery.
No horseplay. No roughhousing. It's fair to say that playtime is over.
Do not
Yeah.
taunt Happy Fun Ball.
No wiseacres out there. That's a nice shot. Only thing is, and I kind of miss, because I can just say, when I say we, I'm talking about Coach McClure too. Like, we really haven't coached paddle in a long time, but I almost miss the idea that, well, I saw it happen in the Series 1 match. They were doing, and then we'd have to explain that maybe, these guys just have, sometimes you just got to, give it up to superior talent sometimes, because these guys will pull off some things that you're not going to see every day. Not that our vaunted brethren weren't talented enough to handle it.
No, it's tough. It's just not. Sometimes it doesn't feel fair
Yeah,
because the way that the way that you coach is like, don't do these things. And
Yes.
then they're like, but I saw someone
saw-
else
exactly.
do it. And then you have to have an
Yeah.
uncomfortable conversation about like how talent works, and
Yeah.
it's not evenly spread.
No, but it's okay. I mean, I'm not, like I said, and somebody might get there. It's just that, these guys have been playing for quite a while, and they're talented. So, can you put those two together? Oh, look at that. It's a pretty good one-hander considering he's a two-hander.
I really like the casual backhand flip out
Yep,
of the screens occasionally.
Yeah.
It just keeps a net team honest.
Sure.
If you never do it, they can step off the net every single
Great
time.
lob, yeah.
That's a great opportunity, though.
I agree.
That's
Shot.
the one. Yep. Good
And
ball.
he handled it.
No.
Good
Yeah,
eye.
that was a really good transition
Yep.
ball there for Andrew to be patient on with the screen drive location.
Just good roller.
Yeah, smart.
Call these guys the pavement crew. They've got rollers.
Rabine. He and he slaps the overhead off the waterfall. Gotta love that. If nothing else, style points. Oh, Seamer. He's there. Good reflex.
Yeah, that's tough. Good hands. Ooh, nice. Great recovery ball there.
Potential touring paddle band name. It's not what it seems.
The other thing you start to notice here as this set has gone on is
Like that.
Greg and Sasha had really gotten buried with a whole bunch of balls, right out of the corners
Sure.
that hit the nick, and they have now almost fully adjusted to blocking a ball when it looks close.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they haven't
No.
let
Exactly.
a ball even
Don't even
risk
get there,
going
yeah.
into the corner
Yeah, that
in
one
probably
time,
the
right?
last 2 straight games for sure.
Almost to their detriment because sometimes you
Well,
gotta
yeah,
try to
I
do
mean-
that. It's more difficult because you gotta set up so quickly.
Yeah, sometimes you need the transition,
Yep.
to happen, but I mean, to
That's a
their
good
credit,
return.
it was a shot that was hurting them, and they're at least taking it away. So it might not
Look at that line.
ultimately
town.
benefit them.
No,
but
I agree.
That's
I think it's a great
flex
point.
there. Oh, good hands
Come
from
on.
Pete.
Better not let him take the net there. That's a smart play from Rose.
I like it. Yeah, that one right there has really, I think it's done just enough. Oh, made it work.
Yep.
Heads up. Uh-oh. Nice. Oh, he's everywhere. Great transition there. I always feel like that's one of Pete's greatest strengths is his read on some of those volleys where he can
Yep.
he can get across the court knowing that someone's going to pull the trigger has just really been
Well, I got to tell you something. He's been that way ever since I've watched him
Forever.
play tennis. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a terror on the tennis court too that way. So it just only stands to reason it would translate out here. It's a great overhead. It's a crucial
Yep.
point here too.
Yep. Everyone is very aware that this one's a big deal, big difference maker.
Don't say everyone, because I thought we were still in the first set.
Oh, you're
that's
kidding.
what we were just talking about.
Just
that
when
was
he
the
needed
first
the nick.
one.
He
was-
gets it.
That was the first one that Greg has let go like that in a while.
Amazing.
Okay, I had the score wrong. My
No,
bad.
no, it's
I
all
think
right.
It's deuce.
It's got to be an ad.
No, it's
on
an ad
that
right
side.
now.
Yes, I think it's
And,
deuce now.
and they're back to deuce now.
Okay, I think so.
That was the idea where it's crucial because they had a deuce point.
Yeah,
All right.
especially when you get into the tail end of a long game like this.
Nice.
Jumping tiger, flying paddle, hidden paddle,
Crouching.
flying, crouching,
Forehands.
dragons.
Yes.
Imagine.
Imagine.
Dragons.
Imagine dragons crouching, flying.
Tigers. Imagine dragons flying tigers.
Oh,
Wow.
that
Dmitry
is
Padlov.
brutal.
Gregathy, what a shot. You got to call him Peter after he made a good shot. Calling him his first name, his full name.
Gregory, maybe. I don't know about Greg. I've never heard.
Gregathy.
What is that?
I like it.
What is that, from Middle Earth?
I like it.
Oh.
Bummer.
That was, yeah. Yeah, that's his Shire name, is Gregory.
So
All
Wilhelm
right.
Gregathy.
See, that's one of those that's like just mental fatigue, right? It's just hitting so
Yep.
many shots and trying to grind out so many times, which is so interesting to see how much more it affects you at the net because
Yep.
of that, you don't get the chance to swing very often, and so the precision piece, breaks
Yes.
down. All of a sudden, you're a
Yeah.
little loose with your grip, or you don't watch the ball hit your paddle, and it's like, oh, bummer.
Well, and that's why, obviously, Greg excels at the grind. They don't call him Gregathy the Grindstone Wiltring for nothing.
G-Dub.
Agreed.
G-Dub.
They agreed. They don't call him that for nothing.
Actually, they wouldn't call him that even if you paid him anything. For even a fee. Look at that.
Oh, what a flick.
Come on. What a shot. Any mortal wouldn't have got that back. That was crazy.
There's
from
another
Sasha.
one. Sasha really does have the ability to kind of go ninja paddle.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
how he all of a sudden he will, jump and twist and stab
Yep.
at a ball.
Yep.
That was casual.
Is Twist and Shout, is that Sam Cooke?
There is a.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're thinking
Twist and
Beatles
Shout
too.
is a
No,
Matthew Broderick original.
It's well,
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller
Twisting
was
the Night Away
first.
maybe is what you're thinking of, but Twist and Shout I would swear was the Beatles.
That's a great lob. Sneaky.
No way.
He's there. That was a smart play. Yeah, that was a real smart play from Andrew there.
That was
Just anything
fantastic.
to get that ball kind of over Greg and bury it in
Exactly.
the corner.
And for once, Sasha wasn't able to cover. I think it's just because it hit the close to the neck there. Just pick up. Sick. Come on. Nobody hits half volleys like that. Coach Sean, you told me you shouldn't be half volleying in paddle. Okay. Why, I do it. Sit. Oh.
Just a little.
You can almost, although Cal's already let the proverbial cat out of the bag in terms of the temperature, but you can almost see it affecting the ball now, where it's not quite, ball's not coming off the screens quite as lively a manner.
What does the real feel take into account? Is it wind chill
That's
and
what I don't.
humidity?
Yeah.
Yes.
But what is? Okay, so it's saying
Usually wind chill.
if you were to have and sunlight, obviously. So it's saying if you were to have.
Like in a vacuum,
Yeah.
the temperature is one
Right.
thing, but then
Well,
what
but
it's
you
gonna
can't have
actually
temperature in
feel
a
like
vacuum,
is-
Matt.
Yeah.
As a phrase, not an actual vacuum.
Well, or I guess you could have meant like a Dyson.
Again, that right there with the.
After you replace the
All right,
bag.
speaking of mechanics, I'm trying to make a transition here. I don't know if it's going to work. Andrew just missed a backhand volley. Just kind of in that flip area we were talking about. Just had a little.
Yeah, that target where they
Yep,
kind of put it on
because
his
what a
right, his
return.
right hip.
Yep. I love.
Oh my gosh,
way.
so
Okay.
close.
I love the underspin Pete put on that ball. It's beautiful. Thing just died.
Did a little gymnast move there, a little Ken Burns or whatever the guy.
Kurt Thomas.
Kurt
Ken
Thomas.
Burns is a photographer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he's very athletic.
Nice pick there on the transition. That's-
Drive.
Yep.
Wasn't easy to handle either.
Do you think, like, from a practical standpoint, forget, like, how ridiculous it would be, if you were a player, would you want an ump at every game? Or do you actually enjoy it kind of going out there with friends making your own calls if it's not a tournament?
That's a great question. You know, if you have any friends, first of all, Cal, because we're presuming a lot where I'm concerned anyway. But if I had friends, yeah, I would hope that, you know, the spirit is out there where you're really not going to need anything like that. But there are times where he just missed a first, missed a. That's probably. I think that might have been his first.
Yeah, first fall
miss. Yeah, which is amazing. It's going to happen at that point.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one because there is also an element where it's just, you know, it's kind of one more thing that can go wrong.
Yeah.
You know, because I maintain that like sports is kind of an interesting place right now where I cannot figure out why we are allowing a baseball umpire to ruin games, right? Like, the ball is tracked.
Yeah,
you can have a light go off that says striker ball. It is 99.9% accurate. And then we're letting some random umpire be like, strike, when the thing is, you know,
you're
6
right.
inches off the plate.
You're right. I mean, at this point, there's the argument in tennis, why have an umpire at all, even on a clay court? What's the point of having
I think that the umpire in tennis is valuable because of how unique the set of rules is. I'm not suggesting you don't have an umpire. I'm suggesting that the umpire shouldn't be calling balls and strikes.
No, that's a good
I don't
point.
mind that they...
And what we're talking about is maybe two different things, because what I meant was more of a line judge.
Yes.
Because an umpire is the one in the chair, and you definitely could use that. What I'm trying to get at is if you're talking about something between, you know, a game of inches where somebody's, you know, judging whether something was, you know, half an inch on or half an inch off. I agree with you. We have the technology to handle it now. That was amazing.
That's really tough.
Well, but then you have, like, the stuff in the Premier League for football, like soccer, where they're, you know, if they're measuring offsides, like, from a satellite, basically, and it's within an atomic layer, and you have a guy running the tip of his noses across the line before the ball, and he misses the greatest goal you've ever seen. So at some point, you're losing the sport when you automate it that much.
I don't know, because
shot.
The part that needs to be automated in soccer is that when someone flops when they haven't been touched and stops the game for 5 minutes, they should be suspended for the next game.
Rolls around in agony.
Right.
Apparent agony.
That level of ridiculousness should.
But you know what, though, Cal? Think of it this way. If his nose, I mean, I don't even know if that's offsides, and I played soccer in high school. I don't know if your nose is offsides, whether it even makes any difference. I know if you are offsides with your feet, that technically you've got to be behind the defense. You got to be behind the defense. And to me, if you know, we can call it within you know, 0.001 percentage points and make it correct all the time, I don't have a problem with it, because the idea is to get it right. That's my opinion. It's not a matter of, well,
nice waterfalls here.
Really good too. Yeah. This has been one hell of a, heck of a well-paid match.
Nice pick. He's there. Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Sick. and
I'm not sure Sasha was either, but that was really good.
I thought he'd be more impressed with it, but that would have hit me in the chest.
Yeah, big shot.
That was impressive. All right. Still alive to serve for the set here. Good lob. Oh, the overhead.
Nice dig. Smart.
The tomahawk. Good decision. Thought he was going to drive that thing. Or maybe I'm just thinking I would have, and I would have screwed it up.
Well, I mean, especially if you really watch, one of the cool things about this level of paddle is that decisions get made on balance more than, like,
Yes.
the perfect, positioning.
Yep.
Right. So Greg was in that spot, and everything about that said I should drive this ball.
Nice get.
And then because he sort of took an awkward step, that's a great point from both teams.
It was.
But because he sort of took an awkward step and maybe the ball didn't do what he thought off the screen, he bailed on the shot and threw a lob up because it just wasn't perfect.
No, not at all. As a matter of fact, that was also a point where, I think we were talking about it before, that point could have been won 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
What
it's tough.
a drive.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And that's 5s.
I think, what?
Deuce. Nope.
No, it's deuce.
Yep.
I think that would have been, I don't know if that would have been in. I don't know. It looked real good from here.
It was tough, but I think the whole point was that it was enough of a
Couldn't
it was
get
enough
out
of
the
a
way.
laser beam that even if it was in, I don't think there was a dodge from on that one. That's just a little late on the decision to drive that
I was
ball
going to say.
Greg.
All right, here we go. We'll add in to go up. What is this? Go up 6-5, or is this? No, this is
This would be
a
set,
set
I
point.
think.
Oh, and he comes up with the goods.
Big return.
G-dub. Wow, huge. That was some sick topspin on that thing. Amazing. Yeah, it's not the paddle, by the way. That's just the guy, by the way. That's not that, because I think that might be a Viking he's playing with there. And as much as the Viking paddle makes a huge difference, guys. Look at that. Good lob.
Take this opportunity as the game is now at halftime. The Bears are up 27-3 with Justin Fields having 3 passing touchdowns.
Oh, it's fine. They can.
Oh, this is light work for the Bears to throw.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, nice. Yep. Great up.
Good. He's turning cartwheels and still hitting a great over it. That's not easy to do. Again, watching at home, some of these jump overheads wouldn't necessarily be advisable, but he's a little taller than the average fella, and second of all, he's got some talent. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great lob. Oh, he's there.
Nice pick. Oh,
Get
that is
out.
sneaky.
What a shot.
Jeez.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it earns him another set point here. And well, they should with a shot like that. Unbelievable.
It just was so low.
Talk about being in the wheelhouse, Coach.
Yeah, that's
That
tough.
was smoked.
It wasn't a bad serve.
No.
It's just that Greg is so good at moving that direction
No,
and
he
then
did,
driving
yeah,
the ball.
I don't know. I think he sees the backhand. I think he's sitting on that forehand.
Yep, smart.
By the way, not that he can't hit the backhand, too. I'm just saying. One-timer.
Great recovery there from Andrew.
Love that overhead.
Yep,
Oh.
that got him exactly what he wanted.
Yep.
Just added a little juice to it, and then it's moving differently as it comes out of the screen. I think that's one of the toughest, small parts of the game that just there's so much minutia
Yes.
involved in the speed change.
Yep.
It's, because if you just hit the ball repeatedly the same speed over and over, you're just going to be out there for 5 hours. Like,
Yeah.
you
Which
have
some
to,
of these
you have
guys-
to force these like little. It's like a
Right.
micro adjustment.
Right. And some of these guys don't mind that.
True.
Well, you know what? I don't know. It's just the Greg Rottering show right now. Nothing against Sasha. It's just amazing
Nope.
how
Yeah,
he's able to come up with the goods every single time. This is it's really impressive.
Yep, a lot of good decisions there.
And like I said, it's not like Sasha hasn't, oh, get over. I just jinxed him, the poor guy. But
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of let cords this
Oh, yeah.
match, as per usual, when you're fighting for, tiny margins.
yep.
Fourth set point.
It's just
Three of these
I
four
saw
set
this
points
movie.
have ended like that.
nice and low.
Didn't we see that movie? I think yeah.
I think Pete almost wants Andrew to like put his nose on the net there and just, like freeze
You know
his
what?
paddle and kind of
That's a good point, Coach. You
just because it's been the same result a couple
Right.
of returns in a row.
right.
I think he's just sort of like wants he wants the variation.
Go Australian, let it go.
Nice. Good.
Yeah.
Nice hands. Little seam action there with an opportunity. Good
Good
dig by Sasha. There you go.
There he is. Lob.
He's starting to get a little thinner with the margin
Yep.
as he is really kind of locking in his overhead. We start to tell a difference when somebody starts feeling real comfortable about putting their overhead in the alley,
Yep.
As you can tell that that's the target.
Yeah, definitely.
Typically sort of risky, but then when you start seeing that that's, what they're doing on purpose, it's a good
Nice
waterfall as
dig.
well.
Gosh.
There.
Oh, baited him
Really
into
good.
it.
Really good point.
Unreal. So now,
Round
I think they're.
five.
What are they talking about now? Right there, Coach. Probably like what you just said.
I'm,
basically, I want you to
I'm
get up on the
assuming
net.
that is kind of like a, just a quick check of like, what do you want me to do here, or what's, maybe where's the serve going? It went out wide.
Oh,
They
geez.
switched it up. He made his move. Good dig.
Yep. Well, they're into the point here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I would argue that that's still a better result, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Even though you had to give up the net.
Yes. You know what though? You're right. I think you're absolutely right. They if they're going to lose a point, better to lose it that way. It's never better to lose a point. Just saying, better lose it that way than another huge forehand from Greg.
And these guys are playing I mean, the points are absolutely fantastic during
Oh yeah,
the deuce.
this is a great way to start the season. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
This is a heck of a match.
There's almost no other way to. Great shot. Yep. There's almost no other way to start the season when the temperature is like this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it almost requires. That is just such a. Oh, man.
Hands.
Pickleball.
Come on.
He did it again.
This is what we're talking about. Well, Coach, shouldn't I stay in there? No, you shouldn't. And yet, this is what, Sasha doing.
Yeah, unless somebody is going to actively choose to play a short match of a specific style at this level, this is just sort of what it's going to be. Everybody's good enough at playing defense. They can slow points down.
Yep.
There's no requirement, to...
No.
It's interesting because you'll often see matches go a little quicker sometimes when it's colder because it'll force, you lose that ability to dig every ball out of the screens. And so it might change the dynamic a little bit.
Sure. And you'll have to move back a little bit more if the ball dies in the corner because it's not going to bounce off. So your movement takes a little more out of you. Oh.
All right, round 6. Here we go.
I love Pete's reaction. Like there he
This is
goes.
the one. What's interesting here is I don't think that Greg is making different decisions than he was before.
No.
I just think that it's going long enough now where it's started to be a little tougher.
Exactly.
I mean, he was converting a bajillion drives on the. Pete really saw that as an opportunity to be like, let's get this net back and get this over with.
Is it fair to say, after this many times, they're like a broken door? They just can't close.
Well, what's interesting is you're seeing it from both teams, right? You're seeing, you're seeing Greg maybe be a little too aggressive with some drives and trying to pull the trigger on stuff. But you're also seeing, like that last point, Pete was in a real tough spot and decided to go for a screen drive.
You know what, though, Coach? To your original point, on some of these short lobs, that was a great shot by there.
Dialed that in.
Yeah. On some of these short lobs, I am surprised I haven't seen an absolute flat pound overhead to bring somebody off the back screen just to see if they can get away with one. Now, it is a little chillier now, probably not going to be able to get it. But I'm just saying, just as a change of pace, because, it's not like you can recover off of it. You know what I'm saying? You can always give up the net just to see if you can get away with one.
Yeah, I think that's probably true, and I mean part of it might be that with the style of match, it doesn't seem like the transition has benefited either team real heavily. You know what I mean? So if the style of fast and hard, pace-wise is like a big one, then great.
Yep.
But otherwise, it seems like that's mostly the result, is that when somebody transitions, it's like, okay, we're more comfortable slowing it down.
Oh, yeah.
So then it's like, well, why would you nuke a ball?
It's not like it hasn't worked. I'm just thinking if you need 1 point sometimes, and I'm just saying, you may as well. Because, they've gotten to the door, Pete and Andrew have, a couple times, and it's not like, and they have had, 1 or 2, of course, some of them just been one-shot, wonders right there. But if you get a short lob, nice drive.
Yep.
Good shoulder turn. Listen to me, good shoulder turn. Yeah, I just love good mechanics, guys. Just call me Mr. Goodwrench.
I can't help it. Just love good mechanics.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Wow.
He got
nice
to
pick.
it, though. Yeah.
That's a one-screener there, too. Yeah, this is where the physical effort is going to start to show up because you're just playing long points and everything's a grind, and you've been out there for a couple of hours at this point, and there's
nice kid.
Gonna be some moments where it's like, I thought my body was going to take a bigger step than it did there.
Yeah. Well, my problem is if they've got a really good burger, I'm.
You're out of here.
I'm sorry.
Nice point.
But my concentration is going to wane a little bit. If I know that there's this really spectacular ground beef in there, it's difficult to not want to just. I don't know. Not that I'll tank anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go for something crazy. Sean, what are you doing?
You're just gonna take your swing and
I am. I'm sorry, man.
Let the chips fall.
Exactly.
All right. So Aussie here.
Different
this
type
is
of
a
chips.
Smart play.
They did Aussie last time.
Christ.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just took the Lord's name in vain, guys. I'm not coming to the conference, I guess.
You're not
Well,
invited.
yeah, it's okay.
No, never going to be invited now. Another huge forehand in the meantime from G-Dub, Greg Watring, just like a machine on that forehand side, just dropping that thing over the net, snapping it with a lot of topspin.
Oh,
In there.
That's tough.
And well, again,
That's a good dig.
they've gotten to the door here as well.
Yep.
Let's see if they can close it, to use Cal's analogy.
Put some WD-40 on the hinge. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Well, he got into it.
Yep.
Obviously not rooting for either team.
Although the burgers here are supposed to be pretty
Oh,
good.
that's our first, like,
There it
kinda-
is. There it
Oh,
is.
now you're getting
There it
more of
is.
the-
There it is. Okay, I'm not going to say anything other than the fact that it was a pounded overhead there. But I think there were just a couple of, and I think maybe Pete needed to work off a little steam.
Well, I mean, we did talk about this where, strategically there's tremendous value to deciding that you're just going to nuke a ball to
Yep.
change the rhythm.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah, that is
Unbelievable.
a heartbreaker.
Yeah,
Wotring taking the lead in terms of let chords right now.
yeah.
Tayo Cruz is gonna write a song about that shot.
And he does it
Okay,
again.
you know what?
He does it again.
Unreal.
Just
Double nickels. We're talking Sammy
something
Hagar.
about the trajectory of Greg Wotring's return is like just messing
Troubling,
with. Yeah,
yes.
it's just a struggle. He's not hitting it a million miles an hour.
No, but there's a lot of spin on that thing,
Yep.
and that is dropping.
Yep, and he's
Like
he's keeping it low, and he's
Uh-oh, Cal has eyed the Reese's peanut butter cups.
Well,
Coach.
thankfully,
It's
I've
over.
gotten over my habit of being unable to have candy without moaning.
oh yeah.
Hey, good
Sorry,
for you.
Dan.
Well,
Not
you
quite.
did the best
All
you
right,
could.
look,
I gave it an honest college try.
it's still a family show. It's before 9 o'clock.
No, it has. I don't know.
I'm still not
Implying
sure you
that.
can wear white after Labor Day.
Yeah, who says that? What is that? Are you not allowed to get married either?
Didn't say that.
Oh my gosh!
The hands. The
Jeez.
hands. Come on, get serious. All right, I'm just going to say it. Okay, so if Pete and Andrew can come back and win this match,
That's a phenomenal.
which is still a possibility here,
That's
by
a
the way.
phenomenal
Okay,
drive there.
come back and win this match. I would not been able. I can't. If my opponents are pulling off shots like that, I'm just going to go. He just deserves to. I would just give up. Let's go get a beer and a burger and let's get out of
It's 5-all, right?
here. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's another weird flex.
The coal
Another good
miners.
spot. Okay, good
Good shot there.
drive
Pete.
locations
Yep.
to make that happen.
We got 5:30 here.
Yes, sir.
Way to keep the forehand side there. He'll walk a mile for a forehand. Nice volley.
It's interesting that last game was so long that it feels like Sasha and Greg haven't been at the net at all this set, but it's just because
What a
of that
volley.
last game. Great flex.
I'm just going to say it. I think this is going to be the longest match of the evening because it looks as though the other courts are already finished, except for the one that started a little late here to our left.
Honestly, even if we play a breaker at this point,
Yes.
it's just going to be like, it's just going to keep going.
Yep.
We got 30-all here. Doing
That's a
a little
great
golf
volley.
commentary.
That's a great volley. Just caught Andrew. And you take chances. Sometimes you're thinking, especially off of Pete's return, which is so huge. I don't blame Andrew for maybe doing a little blitzing off that thing, but it was just a smart.
Nice flex. Yeah, that was going to be
I
real
think it was.
close.
I think it was
Yeah.
going in. That was a
so, too.
crazy corkscrew overhead from Sasha, by the way.
Another let cord that can drive everyone insane. Oh.
And that was in. Or, no,
No, it was out.
I don't know why there was such a.
Yeah. All right. Why else? Oh, and you know what? That's a first. I gotta give Pete credit. That's about the first return he's missed off the forehand side like that, and he just missed it. I mean, that was in the tape, so just a poor, maybe a bad time for it, but, you know, kudos to him. He hasn't missed many, if any.
Nice return. Transition again. Smart.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Come on.
Greg
That,
the
like,
grindstone.
just.
Okay, if that isn't a demonstration on how you don't have to hit and it's not even a passing shot, but literally a drive with, you know, huge pace. Perfect example. I mean,
Yeah,
basically
no,
it was just a
slight
wristy roll. Yeah.
It was a redirect of the energy on the ball, which wasn't
Pretty
a
much.
lot.
No.
But because the
just froze him.
Yeah, and because the backswing was so short and unassuming, that it's just not what they were looking for.
Exactly.
And even though it was moving 4 miles an hour, it still feels like, you know, all of a sudden it's past you.
All right, well, I mean, I haven't used this, at least in the last 10 minutes, this phrase. It isn't a break until you hold, so.
Forgot about that.
Or a hold until you break here, but we just got to see if what happens. It's a great serve from Andrew right there. That thing kicked like a mule. That was nice. So 15 love. You might have called it there, Coach. You may get into a breaker here yet.
Flex.
Nice. I love the slice drive. Good lob. Way to help. Another good lob. Oh. Didn't miss by much. All right, 5-all. And again, to your point earlier, Coach, counterpunching is just, I mean, they're just in a groove over there, Sasha and Greg. At least at this point in the match, going to make it very difficult on Pete and Andrew. Yeah, that's another thing. I was actually going to mention that earlier. Some people think front running, you just play.
Oh, he got it.
He did. Caught the edge.
Good chicken wing.
Yeah, it's very strange because you can't, you know, sometimes when you are in the lead,
Yes.
you have to be even more diligent about sort of the decision. Like, it's almost
Exactly.
like if you accelerate too much, you just end up giving it away.
Right.
It's a really tough
The
sort of
conventional
line.
wisdom or conventional temptation is that, we're ahead. We can
We're
play
ahead.
more.
We have the freedom to swing.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it only takes a couple bad decisions like that to
Exactly.
have the opposite effect.
Yeah, and I think what my point was to your earlier intimation.
that's
Just
a-
missed that long.
Yeah, really good leave there from Pete as
Yeah.
well to realize that he's sort of in mid-court jumping to hit a volley and going, maybe I should
Probably
let this
leave it
go.
alone. A little long with the serve. Are we got a?
That's a set or a match point.
Yes, it is.
Greg the grindstone.
He always
Ready to just
No, he called it. You know what?
that.
I got to give
Yeah.
Andrew all sorts of credit because, honestly speaking, that call happened right in front of us, and it did not look like it was in.
It didn't look like it was in, but he, you know, in
Yeah.
fairness, he is making a decision based on his view,
And he won the
which
point
could
And
be
the
anyway.
ball doesn't
Yeah.
lie.
You know, not only that, you know, Coach, I didn't see a lot of space if I saw any space anyway, so maybe it
Well,
was
also, I mean, all four of them have hit the line
Yep.
almost so perfectly
Yeah,
that that thought probably would just hinder him to have that. He's like, you just got to play it, get in position, and
Well, it's
whatever.
difficult to, you know. I got it, and I'm just going to say it. He's a good dude, you know. You're the home pro, you know. You're the home director, right? You know, somebody comes to your home club and they're playing a match, and You're just going to do what you can. And I mean, you make a split-second decision, do the right thing. Turns out it worked out
It's a tough
anyway.
call. When you're spinning around, you know, when the
Yep.
ball goes past and you're spinning around trying to make a decision and your vision is already bouncing, it is just a really difficult.
All right, there's one more match point here. Again, another uncharacteristic overhead miss from Pete Rose. Usually doesn't miss that shot either. You know what?
That's tough.
Isn't it fitting that it would be a Greg Watchering topspin forehand drive to win the whole thing?
That's a great match on both sides. Well done to get the live stream started here for the season.
Yes.
Always
Incredible match.
Always exciting to come out to Glenview as well to kick it off. Really solid series.
No question. Great
thanks
match.
to our sponsors as well for getting the season going here, and everybody involved with the live stream, which goes pretty deep into the world of Chicago paddle at this point, with all the clubs and coordinators and the board and everything that's involved. So we appreciate it, and we're excited about the rest of the season. So this team will be bringing you weekly matches from the men's leagues in all different areas of Chicago, and we will also be doing the majority of the APTA tournaments. At least, I mean, we've got the full Midwest covered for this particular streaming season. So
yeah, you poor fans.
We will be around in a variety of ways.
Yes.
Almost too much.
Yeah, probably.
Well, thanks tonight, you guys, Sean and Cal. Great work.
Thank you, Coach.
And we will see you next week. Stay tuned on the YouTube channel and for some social media stuff coming out soon on the website.
All right.
From the heart of Chicago up to the North Shore and stretching from the northwest suburbs down to Kankakee. From urgent in-office care to virtual in-home visits, we're making orthopedic care available wherever and however you need it. Because while we're adapting our lives to keep each other safe, we know that new injuries will happen and old injuries will still linger. And IBJI is here.
Illinois Bone and Joint Institute is the best choice for orthopedic care. Our walk-in ortho access clinics provide treatment by orthopedic specialists without a trip to the ER. With evening and weekend hours, we provide your family with excellent care when it matters most. Visit IBJI.com to find an ortho access immediate care clinic near you.